Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you my experience with Chevening scholarship application. Especially I want to share how to craft your leadership application essay, the first essay, because I believe the first essay is the most important part of the Chevening scholarship application, and it is the one which the reader first read and review. So it is the most important part, and it is a central part because it asks about leadership and influence. And I receive from students to comment essay, their application essay, from applicants to comment for them, to review for them, and I see common mistake in organizing and crafting their application essay. I'm not expert on this, but I applied for Chevening last year, and I progressed into interview stage. Then I reserved it for the scholarship after the interview. And also I applied for several other scholarship, and I'm currently studying with the Erasmus Scholarship Fund. So the technique I used helped me to secure many other scholarship as well as fellowship. That's why I'm sharing, because I believe it will help you to improve how you can craft it and how you will organize your application essay. Here I prepared a few slides so that you can clearly understand what I'm talking, and so that you can easily generate your own example and craft your application essay. Without further ado, let's get into it. As you know, the first question is about leadership and influence. It simply says leadership is looking for future leaders or influencers, and explain how you meet this requirement. So this first question is very important, and your answer to the first essay is very crucial for you to progress to the interview stage as well as to secure the scholarship. So when you write or when you apply for Chevening, please invest most of your time on the first and the second application essay, because that's very important. And obviously you have heard that the first impression is important. So this is the first essay the reviewer is going to read. So please try to give your best version on this essay. Invest your time, read it again and again, use the best and relevant example of leadership you have. And also one tip is that use vocabularies which go with leadership, like I led, initiated, motivated, inspired, solved, created, and the likes. So use such type of words to show your leadership qualities. So some of the question most applicants ask is, how can I generate example for my leadership essay? So I can say, like, you can list your jobs. You have any jobs from maybe 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, depending on your work experience. You can list all of them, your roles in that job, then the task or key activity you performed, then you list your achievement. So after you list this, sometimes you may have many examples or several examples, depend on your experience. Here you can prioritize them using the true approach. The true approach is easy, like the example should be true, because it's gonna be easy to defend during the interview in case you made to the interview, and it should be relevant. When we say relevant, it should be in line with the theme of your application. That means sometimes if you give example which is kind of from different field or from different thing, and what you apply for, the course you apply for, those skills you acquired from that leadership or from that project activity is not in line with the field, the master you are applying for, and if it is also not in line with your future career plan, this is not that kind of relevant. Or if it is very from 10 years ago, 7 years ago, it may be not recent, so they want to know your status currently or in recent. So make it more of the recent as well as relevant one. The other should be beyond your job description. Like, don't just take your job description because that's just what you have to do. As a leader, just pick unique, when we say unique, something which show your leadership attribute like innovativeness, resilience, and persuasiveness. So pick such type of example. It should be exciting in a sense, like it should be practical, and it should be impactful. There should be some impact due to your activities, due to your leadership activities. So the example should show some impact you made in the community, in your organization. So when you pick something with impact. The other is, after you pick your example, mostly 2 to 3. You can write up to 3, less than 3 also example. It depends on your preference. But when you craft, please try to use star approach if you can. Some people recommend also CAR, and the other also say PAR. CAR is simply the context or challenge, action, and the result. PAR is problem, action, result. In case of STAR, as you can see, it is situation, task, action, and the result. So mostly the first you have to describe the context, the situation, the event, the project, or the challenge encountered. Then the task, what to do to address the situation, or the objective need to be achieved. After you address that, you have to show specific steps taken to address the situation and the problem, the description of steps taken or activities taken. Then finally, the achievement. So let me give you one example. This is sample leadership essay. This essay is not the essay I submitted for scholarship, for Chevening. It's just the essay I created. So this one is kind of introduction. So always your leadership essay need to have introduction. In the introduction, many people prefer different ways. For instance, in this case, I prefer to start the introduction by writing how I define, or how this doctor define. I'm not a doctor, I'm a clinical pharmacist. In this example, I wrote example like imaginary example. The example is not the real example, okay? So as you can see, it's starting with, to me, leadership is more than directing others or making decisions. As a doctor, I see leadership as caring for others, putting their need first, giving hope in difficult time, and inspiring those around me to strive for better health. So he's giving his own definition of leadership just to start with, and this is important. So have some kind of introduction before directly jumping into your example. Just 2 to 3 lines of introduction is enough. Then the situation. So in this essay, I use the STAR approach. So now describe the situation. In the second paragraph. Mostly in case of the situation part, you have to answer the WH question, like what, where, when, how, something like that. So the reader should get the background, the context, what you gonna talk here. It should know the situation, who you are, what you are doing, what you are dealing, what you are talking about. Just you give them the background, the base, so that they understand the situation. For instance, here he's saying since 2022, so he is pointing at a time when, like, I have served as the clinical director of primary hospital. What his role is defined, where in the Gambela region of Ethiopia. So now when, what, where, he is answering. And he also say an area significantly affected by infectious disease such as malaria, tuberculosis, HIV/AIDS. So he's giving the problem there. He's talking what the problem, what the challenge. Before my promotion, because he is clinical director, he's saying before my promotion, I worked as general physician GP for 3 years time period. The region, harsh climate, lack of infrastructure, and limited resource deter many medical professions from working there. Here he's describing what the environment looks like. So the reader is taking the mind of the reader to the environment, so the reader understand from what point of view this person is talking and what the environment, the situation looks like. So here, not many health profession prepared the area, but here he said, despite this challenge, I choose to stay and make a difference. So the word which say make a difference is very important. This phrase is important for Chevening, because Chevening is looking for someone who make a difference in his community. So this doctor is claiming that he stayed and want to make a difference. So now the reader is wanted to know what type of difference this person made. So he hooked the reader, and the reader is now focusing on what type of difference. So the next is task. So in the task, here is recognizing the high prevalence of malaria, which results over 500 admission annually. So it's giving exact figures, or like around over 500. Like figure is important. The number, giving number is more put credibility to your essay. And it claims life. So here it say beyond my routine clinical duties. This is very important, and I say like don't just pick your routine or your job description. Your leadership example should be beyond your routine activities. I say this here in this example. I want to portray that one is beyond my routine clinical duty. I led an initiative focused on malaria prevention and vector control to reduce the disease impact. So what task should be done is to start initiative which prevent malaria case, as well as which control the vector, that is kind of controlling mosquitoes in the community. So the next is action. So he already describes that. So here he talk about what he did, like organizing meeting with nurse, health extension worker, community leaders. This is detail. Okay, strategize. So organizing is a leadership word. Okay, the vocabulary I said. Strategizing on raising awareness is still, that's it. And here he say we educated as a community. Okay, I want to say something here. Sometimes you work as a group, so you have to appreciate the group contribution. You can say we educated. Okay, again he said together we conducted health education session. But don't overuse such type of words, because in the Chevening application essay, they wanted to know specifically your role and the contribution. This doctor, for instance, is imaginary. I told you I wrote this way because I'm from health background. I know what most the work of physicians, and the area is true. Gambela region in Ethiopia, because I'm from Ethiopia, I know the region is highly malaria endemic. So this essay, when especially student applicant from Ethiopia, when you read, don't think that it is true, because the area is true, the problem is true, but this is imaginary. I just created. Okay, I created it so together, because he started using I organize meeting, he said here. So don't say we over and over, just specify it. In addition to awareness creation, here he said I led. Again, this is vocabulary, is very important, as I mentioned. Efforts to cleanse sewer system, remove stagnant. And after saying this, the initiative not only raised awareness, but empowered the community to take preventive action. So as a leader, one thing is to empower the community, empower the people. So he's showing that here. As a result, more people began using preventive strategy and sort of like using bed net properly, seeking medical help. This is kind of result, but I put under action because it is not the end result we need. This is kind of surrogate or behavioral change. Okay, then we move to result. Here in the result, the impact was profound. Malaria admission rate dropped by nearly 50%. Okay, this is imaginary, and it is very difficult to drop by 50% by one person activity. Okay, so don't exaggerate in your application essay. This is just for the sake of example, and I want to show how you have to use statistics, number, figures, like nearly 50%. Okay, almost half. So you can write like that to give credibility to your essay, like numbers, percentage is always very important. So this success earned me recognition from Health Bureau and promoted to medical director. So this is also personal, but it is result for him. In this role, okay, one thing, now he wanted to add something, because if this person stop here, it puts question for the reader, because okay, he's promoted to medical director, then what? So he said I expanded, okay, the effort, and also he said I also focused on building capacity for health work center, okay, after being promoted. This effort further reduced malaria related fatalities and decreased school dropout rate due to malaria. Then lesson learned and conclusion. Here, most of the time after you write your essay, at the end, what lesson you learned from the example and the way forward, and even why you want to apply for Chevening. At the end, puts these things like my experience in Gambia has solidified my belief that true leadership in healthcare is about more than medical expertise. It is about inspiring, empowering community, and leading by example in the face of adversity. This is the lesson he learned. So now, by joining Chevening community, this is important. I hope to enhance my leadership skill, deepen my knowledge of public health research and infectious disease modeling. So he is clearly stating his reason why he wanted to join Chevening, and what type of skill he wants, and what type of knowledge he wants to acquire during his master study. So based on this, he put at the end, with this knowledge I aim to. So he is kind of referring to his future goal here a little bit. He wanted to introduce a little bit his future goal. I aim to design evidence-based guidelines and influence health policymakers at national level, ultimately contributing to healthier and more resilient Ethiopia. So from this single essay, you can understand that this person is doing an incredible work related to malaria control in certain region. His initiative reduced malaria and giving promotion to medical director, and now this person is also expanded his work after being promoted to medical director. The area he wanted to improve is public health research as well as infectious disease modeling, and he can get this from MEPH Master of Public Health. So you know that he's going to apply for MEPH or Public Health. Again, from single essay, the reader know that this guy in future wanted to influence the policymakers at national level by conducting research project using his knowledge from the masters he gets from the UK, and he can model the infectious disease and can reduce the public health impact of this infectious disease in Ethiopia. So I put this as a sample so that you can think through your essay and you can craft using this STAR approach if possible. But if you have better ways to organize your essay, you can do whatever you want. This is not prescription. This is not like the only right way. I'm not saying it. I'm just putting here because I heard this from many people. They say just use the STAR approach if you can. It make it easy for the reviewer to read, to understand what you are talking, and it give clear organization for the essay. So you have to be mindful about the word number. Here, this is the full essay, and the full essay is 464, and the Chevening is asking for less than 500 words. So this is acceptable. And also at the first you can write more than 500, but as you edit you can reduce the number. So don't be restricted to 500 at the first. You can write more than 500, then you read again, edit, reduce the number. You can remove unnecessary words. So this is it from me. I hope it will help you to craft your own essay. If you like this content, please comment in the comment box, and if you want me to do other essay sample like this, please tell me in the comment, and if you want to hear more of content related to scholarship, please subscribe to my channel. So thank you for your attention. Bye. See you next time.